This podcast contains adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Designed to Talk does not own any rights to the music, companies, and or other podcasts mentioned in this episode. Names have been altered for privacy purposes.
And we are now recording.
Here we go. I'm loving it.
This is Jenny.
This is Sarah.
We are designed to talk.
Baby.
Hey guys, guess what?
What?
Sarah's here.
Hi.
La 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 la.
Welcome back. Hey.
It's like a scene from Sister Act.
It is a scene from Sister Act. Can we do the Frank Hey?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to watch that movie.
I know. It's number 2, the one with Lauryn Hill. But welcome back. Thank
Hey,
you
guys.
for joining us. Yo, so much love lately. It's been
Dude, what is
awesome.
going on?
I'm telling you what, but shout out to our second top country, India.
India.
I know. Isn't that great?
So it's random, but fucking awesome.
Random, but fucking awesome.
Love it.
And I think I would really like to do like a short cast.
I don't think our people know what a shortcast is. Should we? Dun dun dun. Guess what?
Announcement.
Ooh, that was so good. You have a good announcement voice.
Thanks.
As everybody knows, we don't live in the same city anymore. In fact, Sarah's in my crib this time.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey, cribbing it out here in the Tucson location.
T-town.
Yeah. I'm missing it though, man. I miss Tucson.
Tucson misses you.
I bet it does. There's not enough spunk here to go around. So Jenny and I were talking and she was like, why don't we do something that more of a snip version of our podcast? Because we're only coming out with our long versions every month because of
Right.
our different cities and all that.
Schedules, COVID,
COVID.
school. I don't know
School.
about you, but my kids are still at home.
Well, we'll just avoid that conversation about the schools and what's happening right now. So
Yeah.
if you got kids in school, don't get mad at the school when they don't know what they're doing because it's new for everyone.
And please wear a mask.
Yes, wear a mask. It doesn't matter who you're voting for. We don't give a fuck.
And that's our section on politics today.
Yep.
Moving on.
Yep. So anyway,
It's a weird sounding remote. To change the...
so since we're doing these long ones where it's like a 30-minute, 40-minute shows,
Which
we
is awesome.
decided, I know, right?
Love it.
Mac and cheese is killing it, by the way.
Dude, who would have thought?
I know, food. Everybody
Fucking
loves
mac
food.
and-
Wow, we're on another tangent. That's why we're called Designed to Talk, because
Designed to talk.
we can't shut up to focus on one subject at a time. Anyway, shortcast.
Shortcast.
Shortcast. So we decided, because we like meeting even throughout the month of us doing our major record, we still like to meet and talk about things and make sure we're up to date with everything, that we decided that we're going to do shortcasts.
Shortcast. It's like a mini version of a podcast.
Yeah, a shortcast.
Patent pending.
Yeah. LLC.
I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a smaller version of the larger version, like Sarah said.
Right, on subjects that we just wanted to talk about, but we didn't find enough information to make a huge video.
They're not worthy of a full podcast.
I wouldn't say worthy.
Everything is worthy and designed to talk. Every single motherfucking thing. That was a little aggressive. Sorry about that.
Take it down a notch.
You okay
She has her pants on though, so
I do have pants on. Don't worry. It's kind of cool in my room, so.
yeah. Boop, boop. So anyway, this month we have decided, and I think we mentioned on our mac and cheese that we were going to go ahead and go down the camping, trailer sleeping, and what Jenny likes to say,
Glamping. Hey.
she's one of those people when we get down to it.
Why you gotta tell my secrets? No, I love camping. I like sleeping on the ground, and
Bugs.
my body doesn't like it anymore. I'm old.
Yo, we went camping recently in July. My sister, she gets it all planned every time. And we went camping out a little bit past Sholo in Arizona. It was so much fun, but we'll get into our camping stories later. I just want to get started on what is camping.
Yeah. What is it?
Well, I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me? Oh, I thought it was rhetorical.
Welcome to the conversation.
My bad. Camping is basically you have a tent and a sleeping bag and the ground.
Flashlight. Don't forget the flashlight.
Oh, you need a flashlight.
When it gets dark.
I'm sure there's some other things you need to. You need to know how to make a fire. Are we going to teach them how to make a fire?
Well, we might have a special guest that could help us give us a little bit of pointers. I wouldn't say making a fire, but some tools that you should be bringing with you
I love it.
in survival mode. Not really camping, more in survivor. I mean, let's be honest, we're out in the middle of nowhere. Anything can happen.
That's true.
Camping was actually, it goes so far back that it's down in the late 1800s. 1897 is when they did the first historical research on it. It was by a Thomas Holding, a British traveling.
I thought you were going to say Thomas Jefferson for some reason.
That was mac and cheese.
That was the last episode.
Unless Thomas Jefferson's taking credit for that too.
Wouldn't fucking surprise me.
He was alive around then too.
No, he wasn't. No, not at all.
But actually, it was popularized in UK, England.
Of
it
course.
wasn't even in United States.
Everything comes from England. I don't think England gets enough credit.
For
China
things.
gets all the credit.
Right.
Corona, my cups,
My cups.
silverware,
I'm pretty
My
sure
bed.
my phone case is from there too.
my eyeballs. Just kidding. Those didn't come from China.
They could have been.
It could have. Who knows? Anyways.
Cairo Bank. So back then, when camping equipment was so heavy, because I mean, let's be honest, back when everything was so heavy because it was made with real material.
Yeah. Metal.
Yeah, heavy ass iron.
Heavy fucking.
Here's a tent made out of
Material?
iron.
Clink, clink, clink.
Y'all get
Takes
out
you
your welder,
Takes you 2 days to fucking build your tent, and then you
Right.
gotta go.
and then you gotta go. But at least it would keep the wildlife out, maybe. But
From all
it
the
was
noise
just-
you're making. Shit. I
So-
can imagine you have. I'm so sorry. You're
No,
trying to
tell
get
me.
this thought out, but I can't stop. In my brain, I just imagine this
Can't stop.
large fucking caravan of just camping shit. That's just the tent. What about the rest of it?
I guess
I
that's
can't get past it. I'm sorry.
well. I guess that's when like backpacking was formally introduced to like carrying a backpack full of gear, and then tents have progressively gotten better over the years. They got waterproof tents now, but they're not really waterproof because I can say I've been camping and pouring rain and it fucking sucked.
Dude, I have a story about that. I can talk about it later, though.
We can talk about camping for hours.
Dude, camping.
Yeah, dude, camping, the history of it, I really didn't get too much deep on it because honestly, there's not much to elaborate about the history of camping. I mean, all it was is equipment got better and people got more inventive about it.
I feel like you're right. I feel like the equipment is the same. It's just gotten, like you said, gotten better. More savvy. No. It's gotten smaller and more
Glamorous.
well, yeah, we're going to talk about glamorous camping or glamping. But I mean, it's much more convenient. That's what I'm looking for. It's more convenient to carry what you need to live in the wilderness for a day or two.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
I think that's what I mean by that.
Oh, so caravanning equipment, because it was so heavy that most of the people that were out camping or just surviving were camping near water.
That makes sense because then if you need water, it's right there. Yeah.
Right. And then,
Exactly.
yeah, and then your equipment's so heavy. So why not make a makeshift boat or something along the lines that you can utilize the river as the same time as using it for other things?
That makes a lot of sense. I like that.
That's why you see different cultures, why they're always by water, for water, but also utilizing the water as some kind of transportation form.
Okay. If they had a boat, though, right?
Well, I imagine they were like MacGyvers back then, just like building their
Or
own.
like in the Lego games, so they're like, and then they have their boat
yeah,
with their Legos.
like in 2.4 seconds. Or they got those like men or women who are like total MacGyvers and like they just strike their match or something. Yeah, and they like
Fire.
like and build a boat with fire. Man make boat with
Man-made
fire.
boat,
Ma-
yes. Hey, did you know that the first commercial camping ground in the world was this place called Cunningham's Camp?
What?
It's near this Douglas, Isle of Man, which I don't even know where that is. But anyways, it opened in 1894. Over 100 years. It's been... Really? Just over 100 years?
Really? That doesn't even make
That doesn't
sense.
even make sense. I
No.
feel like camping's been around a lot longer than that.
2020 minus 19 or 1897.
94. Well,
123 years.
oh, actually it'd be 120... I don't know. I can't.
127.
I can't even do math. Wow, that's crazy. I feel like it'd be a lot more than that. Anyways, but yeah, apparently the first commercial camping ground in the world was Cunningham's Camp.
Well, you got to imagine that when people were camping, it was like actual camping to view things and like explore. Survivalist, they weren't really considering that camping. They were just surviving. So they weren't, you know what I mean? They weren't looking for explorations. They were looking for survival.
Right. It wasn't more or less, let's take some time off from work and go be one with the wilderness.
Yeah, like Geronimo. He was all over the place.
Right. That would be their way of, when they would travel, they would stop and they would camp. They would make camp so they could rest for the night. Okay. All right. So this is in a commercial camping ground. So it's more for like leisure activities then, I guess is how I'm reading that.
Yeah, that's the way I'm seeing it as, is like camping is leisure. You're going out to have fun. And now camping is so freaking socialized that people just go out because that's their excuse for anything.
Yeah, it's a way to be together and to quote unquote disconnect from the world, even though, can anybody really disconnect? Maybe we should make that a short cast or another episode or something. But anyways, I also want to talk about the different types of camping. Sometimes they name the campgrounds or their camping after their specific form of transportation. So if you're going to be camping from your car, there's car camping. If you're going to be camping from an RVer, you can, an RVer, from an RV, you're like an RVer or RVing. There's backpacking, which you just travel and use a backpack. So I guess the different types of camping is based on how you want to camp. How would you want to camp, Sarah?
Now, from past experiences, I've slept on the floor in a camping bag or in a tent, and
like as an adult.
Yeah, that's fantastic, but not enough for me. When you get into glamorous camping, that's my forte because I am sick and tired of having to sleep on the floor when it rains unexpectedly. Now my tent is full of water. I mean, literally full of water.
Did that just happen recently?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's still kind of a sore subject.
It's a little sore. I'm still feeling it.
I'm so sorry.
We were cold. So camping can be fun. And just so that we can jump into a different part, camping is so fun that there's so many facts about how much fun camping is that, did you know about 77 million households in the U.S. still contain someone who camps?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think any of my, no, my parents do. They have their little, they're in RVers.
Yeah. If you really think about it, someone in your family camps.
Yep. My parents, for sure.
Yeah. What is that? 1 in 3 families?
I guess. I don't do math very well, but that sounds great.
Do the math. Work it out. So every year, about 1 million new families start camping. To that 77 million households, about 1 million a year start camping. Like just maybe an aunt and her uncles, like, you need to come out with us. And then they went out and it was like, this is revelating.
I feel like they're like fucking pissed that they have to go camping. But then they go and I bet they have a great time.
Right. Their kids are like, they left them alone and they're like, this is what camping is? You mean my kids actually play with your kids and I get left alone? And I can drink all day?
What?
No DUI?
You know what else that sounds like? Rocky Point. Oh, sorry. We're going on vacation and I'm super fucking excited.
I am too. I'm nervous because it's in a different country. So I haven't been
It's all good
in a long time. So
I got you.
Now I want to know about your awesome glamping that you keep talking about because...
Glamping, huh?
Yeah, because I know that back in the day, it was not anything like this.
It sounds like glamping is going to be a little bit more your style, because
now, right
after your flood of
it
floodgate
soaked
2020.
the towel. I mean, we took out like 3 towels and like wringed them out. That's how bad it was.
Story. Okay, all right. Let's talk about glamping first.
Okay.
So, glamping is actually a form of camping that involves accommodations and facilities that are more luxurious than those associated with traditional camping. Glamping is likely to satisfy those like city folk or city slickers that are seeking a little bit of refuge, but in nature, right? But without foregoing those life's luxuries. So you still got your cell phone, you got your showers, you got maybe your TVs.
Your toilets.
Yes, but you still get to be one with nature. God. It's bougie camping, y'all.
Yo, toilets are important.
I can get down with a porta potty.
Yeah, porta potty, yes. Bucket, no.
Oh, fuck that. I'm not shitting in a bucket. Is that what you had to do? Oh my God, I gotta hear this
Oh,
story.
you gotta dig your hole.
What if you don't have a
And the
shovel?
whole time I'm like laying down in number 2, I am thinking a big ass fucking black bear is gonna come and maul me with my pants down.
Wait, you're taking a shit in a hole?
Yeah, you gotta bury it. Your scat.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
No, that's fucking great. I've never heard anyone that's experienced that
I don't
before.
know. Like, I just thought you should bury it so that your scent.
Where the fuck did you guys go camping?
Yo, we were out in Payson and
I'm
like
not doing that.
we took mile marker like something and then drove 25 minutes into the middle of nowhere.
Wow. Fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
you had to collect wood and all that fun stuff.
I'm fine with that, but I am not about digging a hole and burying my scat or stool or shit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Well, glamping is also known as glamorous camping, hence the name glamping. It's described as a style of camping with amenities
Right? So
and like a resort style of services, not usually associated with traditional camping. So this is totally up your alley.
I think I'm okay with that because I can't do the bury the shit thing.
I still can't.
I'm hurting.
I fucking love
So
you. Give me some more glamping because I can't compose
So-
myself right now.
I guess so. Here's the UK again, y'all. So
Yeah.
glamping first appeared in the United Kingdom in 2005 and added to the dictionary in 2016 due to Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, and I know exactly what episode they're talking about, the Quidditch game.
The Quidditch tournament.
Yeah, when they stay outside
Yes.
in the Quidditch
You got
tournament.
this teeny tiny tent. You open it up and you're like, whoa, mansion.
They have bunk beds, running water.
Your kind of camping.
That's my kind of camping.
Crazy.
Yeah. Again, the United Kingdom.
So I think that means that
The word is new.
the word is new, right? But the concept is not. It's still the same concept.
I'm understanding what you're saying.
All right,
So
you're picking up what I'm throwing down.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
Okay.
So this is like wealthy travelers or those who are not willing to sacrifice their comfort. So they do this instead.
For those luxuries, yep.
I wouldn't call myself rich, but if this is
I
what
wanna
makes me
be
rich.
rich. Whoa.
My nose is okay.
So like 400 years ago? Nope. That's not right.
That's not right.
Nope. So
Scratch that.
according to Wikipedia, probably the most extravagant example of glamping in history is from this thing called the Field of the Cloth of God. I don't know.
You just lost me at filled.
It was like a diplomatic summit in northern France. Now this was like in 1520. So you said that camping started officially like
1897.
so that's like recreational camping from like 1897. But this was like a war or like a summit or something. Anyways, there was like 2,800 tents and marquees set up.
Whoa.
Fountains of red wine. Oh my God, that's my kind of thing. Sounds like some Game of Thrones shit.
Dude, I love that show.
Red wine. Oh my God, I would love all the wine.
I'd be like, Jesus is here again, isn't he?
I'd be like, I drink and I know things.
So there is this joke, this meme. I'm sorry, I have to.
Tell
You
me,
just
tell me.
made me think of it. But this girl is driving with a bottle of wine, and she's getting pulled over, and he goes, "Is that a bottle of wine?" And she looks at it, and she goes, "God damn it, Jesus did it again!"
Awesome.
Just for you guys out there, that think you can drink and drive. Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's not a good thing, but that's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, your water turned to wine.
So one more thing before we move on to this next segment here. 400 years later, in the 1920s, glamping was the thing to do. But it was among wealthy Americans and the British.
So, but that confuses me because it didn't become popular until the 21st century. But now they're saying 400 later in the 1920s. I'm so confused.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't make any damn sense at all.
All right, guys. So we decided that we have a listener that is a survivalist. He goes by Jiu-Jitsu 2000. You can find him online on your YouTube channel.
Check him out.
He just helps everybody out. If you're out there wanting to be a survivalist or just some tips on camping, he has a few answers.
I'm so fucking excited, you guys. This is our first ever guest appearance. So exciting. Yeah, I watched a little bit of his YouTube channel, and man, he's got some crazy fucking shit on there.
Let's go ahead and call our guest. He goes by Skeet. And again,
Skeet.
and let me go ahead and call him.
Do it.
Yo, Skeet.
Hello.
Hey, Skeet, welcome.
Hi, Skeet.
Yo, what's up?
Nothing, man. We're doing our recording for camping. We were telling our listeners that we have a special guest, that you are a survivalist and you go camping all the time. So we wanted to pick your brain.
Absolutely. Thanks for calling.
And again, we have Skeet. He goes by Jujitsu 2000 on a YouTube channel. Please check him out. He will be able to give you all your survivalist information and product information and so on. And we brought you here today so we can just ask you a couple of questions that we're curious about on a professional's standpoint.
What's up, Skeet? I'm Jenny.
Hello, Jenny.
How are
Hi.
you? Hello. Nice to meet you. I just wanted to say that your YouTube video is awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I've heard a lot of good things about you.
Well, we appreciate it, Skeet. And my first question to you is, I want to know, what is the top 5 items that you should always bring when you go camping?
So my recommendation for the top 5 items when you go camping is a list of items that is based on surviving up to a 72-hour scenario. So if you get, these items are not just for camping, but you can take them in your vehicle in the event that maybe you break down on the side of the road or something like that and you need to survive for a few days. This is the items. So the first item that I would recommend is a knife, a cutting tool, some way of processing wood down, processing game if you have to. Again, if we're talking survival, a knife is one of the hardest things to reproduce in the wild. You know, if you're out there and you're trying to survive and you use a knife to make other implements that help you survive, if you don't have that steel blade and you're trying to bang rocks together to get stone cutting tools, they dull too quickly. So having a good fixed blade full tang knife is definitely number 1 on my list. And then it's a good item to have. I would recommend the second item being some way of making fire, some sort of combustion device, something like maybe a Bic lighter would be good, a ferrocerium rod, flint and steel, something along those lines. So that would be my second order of business, because if you, especially us here in the Southwest, where we have hard times getting good clean water to drink out in the field, boiling that water to purify it would be the best way. It's the only 100% way of purifying water where you kill all the pathogens in the water. So having a way to make fire so that we can in turn boil water is definitely my number 2 item. Number 3 goes along with boiling water, and that's a stainless steel container that we can use to boil that water in. We can use that container to char natural materials, which will help us make fire in the future, and it'll also boil that water, make it potable to drink. So that would be the number 3 item, because if you, something as simple as walking around and finding a pot is hard to do in the wild. You have to definitely take coals out of your fire, find a big chunk of wood, and coal burn a container out of a piece of wood, and that takes forever. So just having a pot on hand takes the task away from you having to coal burn a container, and then of course we want to keep our body's core temperature regulated. So 4th item would be some sort of cover, some sort of tarp, something that will get me out of the elements so that I don't get rained on, I don't have wind blasting against me, maybe get me out of the sun. So definitely some sort of tarp or a cover mechanism would be another thing, again, that's hard to reproduce in the field. If you're going to go out there and try to make shelter for the night, you have to put a bunch of debris together, a bunch of sticks and wood and branches. Just to build a debris shelter takes hours. It might even take a whole day or even a week to do that. So having a tarp really drives home the necessity for that item. And then, of course, the last item is cordage. I recommend parachute cord. Even if you buy the cheapest paracord out there, paracord is gold when it comes to survival. Because if I find maybe some roots from a tree or some yucca stalks and I pound them down and I want to process that into cordage, just the task of making about 6 to 10 feet of cordage takes a couple of hours. And it's really hard on your hands, the dexterity on your fingers. So it's just simple to have a little hank of cordage, maybe 50 feet, along with the tarp, along with the container, along with the knife, and along with the combustion device, we're good to go for about probably 3 to 5 days of survival. No problem.
Wow, that is way different than the list that we got of commonly used items. So crazy. All right. And now Jenny has her question.
Hello, Skeet. Well, my question is, you gave us the 5 best items. I want to know, what are the 5 worthless items to take that people think are the greatest thing ever?
But it's not.
Food is one of them. Everybody thinks that food is like their number one thing. They get in a survival situation and they worry about food. The truth is, in survival, you can go about 2 to 3 weeks without food. Your body will cannibalize fatty tissue. It'll go into ketosis and you can survive. As long as you're hydrated, you can go without food for a few weeks. Doesn't mean that I want to, but if we're speaking on survival, definitely food is overrated in my opinion.
Okay.
All right.
Another item that would be not as popular as a lot of people might think would be a saw or something, a power tool saw or something, cordless sawzall that they're going to use to cut all these branches down. The fact is, you can break a lot of these branches out of trees, find some good dry wood, and it'll break easily.
Third item.
Third item for as far as which one?
Worthless.
Worthless.
Worthless. We definitely don't want to go without our clothing because that's shelter in itself. So worst item for an umbrella or something. I don't know.
You can make your own umbrella?
We're going to have a tarp with us. So an umbrella.
Do you ever bring a cooler with you?
Yeah, absolutely. And that could be used actually as a positive item because if we have, even if it's a styrofoam cooler and we come up upon a water source and we can get water into that cooler, if there's rocks around and we can put those rocks on the fire, we can take those rocks that have heated out of the fire and put them into the cooler, and it won't burn the cooler, but yet it'll bring the water to a boil and it'll purify that water. So a cooler is actually a good item.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Essentially what they have listed here is pretty decent items. I mean, they have like fishing pole, raincoat and poncho, ropes, lantern or flashlight, which you said your firewood and your fire. My question, one last question for you, and we want to know, what's the scariest thing that's happened to you while you were out camping?
Is he still there?
Are you still there, Skeet?
Uh-oh.
Skeet, can you hear me?
Is he in the wilderness right now?
Yes.
Oh.
He's in the
I'm
wilderness.
having a hard time hearing you guys.
My question was to you, what's the scariest thing that you came across while you were camping?
People. Definitely people. I've had more bad experiences with people than I've ever had with wildlife. People can be scary. I did a recent video where I was out for 10 days and these people next to me, it was 2 men, probably late 50s, early 60s, and they had these dogs with them and they were just really sketchy people. And I'm out in a remote area. I think people were probably my scariest encounter. As far as wildlife, I ran into some bears before. I've had a skunk run across my feet before, but people is definitely the worst. In my opinion.
That is crazy.
I guess you don't really think about that.
Jenny has one more question for you, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
It's really random, but how accurate is Tom Hanks's survival in Castaway?
I love that movie.
It's so good, right?
That's a good question because in that movie, it kind of portrays his mental toughness a little bit. And that is one of the biggest things. If you want to consider mental toughness as an item and the fact that he kept himself busy. And those two things, when you go out for an extended period of time and you're by yourself, you really have to like who you are. Because when things get sketchy or you get into a pinch, the worst component within yourself will come out. And if you got demons inside of you, like problems or past or history, or it's going to come to the surface when you're out there because you're working on limited calories and maybe you're a little dehydrated and you're frustrated because you're trying to get out of there. Definitely mental toughness. But as far as when he made the fire, the amount of effort that it took, and he's banging, I'm trying to remember how he made the fire. But yeah, I think it was a great movie.
So equally, you would say that's pretty spot on. Well, Skeet, dang, man, we really enjoyed that you were able to join us. You are our first guest. We couldn't have made it any better than what we did today. We appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored to be on the show. Thanks, guys. I love you guys.
Thanks, Skeet. We love you.
Thanks,
Love you
Skeet.
too. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, Skeet. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, guys. You're welcome. Have a good night.
Thanks.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, Skeet.
Bye.
Oh my God, what an incredible human being.
I know.
That's my first time ever, having an interaction with him, and he sounds so smart, and he knows his shit, man.
He does. He goes on my sister. She'll text me and he's like, Skeet's on another $5 5-day thing. This man,
Dude.
he'll go out to Walmart and he'll buy $5 of items. He'll only use $5 to last him 5 days.
That's fucking nuts.
Isn't that
It gives
crazy?
me goosebumps. Like, I legit have chills right now.
I can see him, dude.
That's
yeah,
so
like
fucking cool.
and-
What an awesome guy.
what an awesome job. Like
Right?
he does videos for products and these companies send him products to be like, try it out, do a review.
You could easily go down a rabbit hole in his YouTube channel.
You really can, because there's so much information and it goes from camping to survivalist items. We were definitely honored to have Skeet, a.k.a.
Absolutely.
Jiu-Jitsu 2000, join our show today.
Absolutely. And I just want to say that I really loved when you asked him what are the 5 best things to take. He's like, it's not just about camping, it's just about survival. And I think that that's something that is important when you think about camping. 'Cause you never fucking know what's going to happen.
Well, yeah,
And
you're putting yourself in a vulnerable spot, rather if you're in the middle of nowhere like I did. I locked my keys in the car that day.
Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah, so we were 20 minutes in the middle of nowhere. Had to ask somebody, a job person, to come and bail me out in the middle of nowhere. So
Fuck.
even that, like if I didn't have my family, like we obviously got back in, but can you imagine if you went out camping and your tire popped? What are you going to do? What if you drove 20 miles out in the middle of nowhere?
Make sure you have a spare tire. We don't have a spare tire in our van.
Yeah,
gotta get
these
one of
what
those.
ifs. People go out camping for a good time, but everybody needs to know that camping, like what Skeet said, it's a survivalist mode as well.
sure.
Because trust me, when you went out camping, you have to work hard to cut your firewood.
Yep.
You got to work hard to make your food at night. It's a chore.
Yep.
So-
and make sure you cook your hamburgers all the way. You end up with food poisoning like I did.
Oh, that's fun.
That sucked.
Dude.
I was up puking at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then later on, the neighbors were like, "Is everybody okay over there? We heard somebody up chucking all night." And I'm like, "Yeah,
That was me.
That was me. I had a little bit of food poisoning." But anyways, dude, yeah, that was fucking awesome. Like, I really enjoyed that. Check out Skeet's YouTube channel. It can get you some more tips, and you can learn a few things. I know I learned a few things. I've learned that camping is a whole lot more than just a tent and some food and some beer. There's a whole bunch more to it, so.
It really is, honestly. And to kind of go back to the top 5 items he said, and we looked up some stuff. I'm embarrassed of what research we got versus hearing it from a survivalist.
Right.
The top 5 most essential items where I got this information listed a tent. So he said something about a cover.
Okay. that
So
makes
we're
sense.
close to that. A sleeping bag, which kind of falls underneath the cover. So
Sure.
already there's 2 items under Skeet's 1 item.
Right.
Bug spray.
Well, he didn't say that at all.
Fire. Your fire is your bug spray. Bugs
Oh,
do
yeah.
not like smoke.
That's very true. I never thought about that.
So,
Don't waste your money on bug spray. Just build a fucking fire.
okay, right? And then cooler and fridge. He did say a container. So
Wait.
he said something about that being a good item.
Like a fridge. How are you gonna plug it in?
Well, I think it's meaning like they call those coolers like fridges too, like
Oh.
portable fridges.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then firewood. They already wasted 3 items out of his 5.
5. Yeah. I mean, you don't really need to buy firewood. You're gonna have it out there already to use. It's fucking crazy. You want to know what I think? I think that what Skeet was telling us, it's more about survival. If something happens and you're stranded for, what did he say? 48, 72
He said
hours?
72 hours.
So these are the things that you need in case you get stranded somewhere, in case you need to survive. Maybe this list is more about what to take if you're not worried about having to be in survival mode for
That makes sense.
72 hours.
Right. If
or
you're just
whatever.
having fun,
Right.
you know, when he goes out camping, he goes as if he's doing survivor mode to teach people. He's educating
It's fucking
individuals.
awesome. My mind
Right.
is blown right now.
I went camping. The last time we went camping with him, that's when it rained. And
Oh,
he
fuck.
whipped out that parachute cordage. Yo, he had rolls in his pockets. and just putting up tarp after tarp. Our whole campsite had nothing but tarp ceiling type thing. We were dry. He made it to where we were all dry in our camping zone except for our tents because we ran out of items. But I can tell you now, if we were stranded, it was amazing. It was awesome.
That is so cool. Let me ask you this. What night did it rain? Was it the first night? Was it the last night? Was it in the middle?
All of them.
Are you serious?
It was either sprinkling. It was like as if we were in Seattle, Washington.
Okay, I could deal with some sprinkling, but
No.
if I would have fucking woken up in a goddamn puddle of water, I'd have been like, we're leaving.
Nope. It was raining. So it went from sprinkle to rain to pour rain.
Even though he had up tarps, your tent flooded?
Yeah. We ended up having to cut plastic from. This guy has everything. He had plastic, so we ended up cutting plastic and using like shoestring for paracord and shit. So we ended up getting our tent covered enough to where it wasn't getting soaked every day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. So when we were younger, we used to go camping. My dad was always an outdoorsman, and so that's what we did. We did a lot of camping. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have iPads. And
I like that though.
very limited TV. Oh my God, me too. We camped in some of the most greatest places that I can think of. I'm sure there's a lot more. But anyways, when we lived in South Dakota, I remember we went camping.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
It's so beautiful up there. I was really little, but I do remember all the trees and the green and, you know, everything that comes with it.
The colors.
So beautiful. And then I remember going to sleep, and then all of a sudden I wake up like it was a dream. There was like the wind is and then there's like shuffling, and I open my eyes and all I see is like black. And then all I see is my dad's arms doing like this. You can't really see it. Check it out on our YouTube channel.
Right, she's waving them.
Right. What happened was there was a thunderstorm and it fucking made the tent fall. And my dad was trying to feel for us to get us out of the tent because he didn't want us to suffocate and die.
And of course, like your fire probably was out.
Sure.
And he didn't mention that, but I think that falls in his survivor mode. But I think one of the biggest thing that you can always bring camping with you is you'll never have enough lights.
Oh, yeah.
Flashlights are imperative. Like lanterns, everything, especially if you have kids, because kids are notorious for being afraid of the dark. Even 2 feet away from you, they say it's too dark.
But I used to have a couple of little lanterns that were electric. I thought they were the coolest thing. You just throw some big ass batteries in there and boom.
Right? Well, Skeet brought all these cool freaking things because he gets all these products from his YouTube thing. So he had this thing where you charge it at home and then you bring in, it holds a charge for 24 hours where you can charge all kinds of stuff. And of course the teenagers are like, we need to charge our phones. So
I want to go camping and I want to take everybody's phones and stick it in a bag. Hey. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on. Like, because I could gush about Skeet all day, and I'm pretty gay, but for whatever reason, that man is like,
I know, right?
Impressed the fuck out of me.
If you guys have questions about anything, he is more than happy and open to anything. For our glamorous campers out there, what are some decent places to visit if you wanted to go glamping? I'm reading this one. Queen size Tempur-Pedic beds. Sign me.
You had me at queen size Tempur-Pedic. Yeah, so I was doing some researching. I got really excited about this glamping stuff because I think it's kind of cool. But so in 2020, there is some best glamping vacations. And there's one in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. It's called Auto Camp Cape Cod. Say that 5 times fast.
Auto Camp Cape Cod. Auto Camp Cape Cod. Auto Camp Cape Cod. Auto Camp Cape Cod. I already fucked up.
You fucked me up.
I fucked up.
All right. Anyways, so this place is cool. I think you would dig it. They offer stylish, outfitted Airstreams. Do you know what those Airstreams are? Those are those old school fucking round RVs that are like so reflective. It's like a second sun,
like a bullet
driving on it. Yes, and it's so reflective. The sun just beams off of it.
Right, and if you're driving behind it, forget about it.
That sucks. Your eyeballs are shot. Anyways, apparently these come with queen size Tempur-Pedic beds,
spa-inspired bathrooms. My God.
Sarah's gonna be like, "Where's the toilet? I want to see the toilet." The lights shine in.
I know. They got like disco lights going on in there. Wait, does somebody need CPR?
Oh no, sorry, my bad.
God, that's all I know that song for.
There's also a private deck with outdoor dining areas. So
probably with some lights too.
Yeah, you can still.
It's a really nice looking camping site.
Yeah, we're gonna put these up, our podcast, our website. Well, maybe we'll go to one of these places. Ooh, South Dakota is up next.
Ooh, yeah. So Mount Rushmore.
Yes. This one's called Under Canvas Mount Rushmore, and it's in Keystone, South Dakota. And this one I got really excited about and was like, I wonder if Sarah would be down to do this because these remind me of the Harry Potter tents.
I was just looking at it and I
Yes.
thought of the Quidditch tournament again.
Yes.
Oh
So,
my God.
So you have this Harry Potter style glamping tent. You wake up in some nice cozy sheets. You open up the tent flap and then bam! There's Mount Rushmore.
All your older presidents. I've always wanted to see Mount Rushmore.
It's amazing.
That sounds amazing. The next part is what gets me is the king size beds and private bathrooms and the private decks and wood burning stove.
Do you know that I know you that well that I made sure to check the bathrooms before I did this because I knew you would appreciate it?
Fuck pooping outside. It stresses me out just thinking about it. Like, you have your fresh pot of coffee and you have a smoke and then you're ready for your moment.
And then you got to dig a hole. I feel like it would be so much work that I just wouldn't be able to take a shit afterwards.
Yo,
Dude, I think I learned a ton of shit today about camping and glamping that I never thought I would ever know about. I don't know. I think this was really awesome. Like I said, I learned a ton of shit about camping, and my mind is still blown away at what Skeet said in the beginning with it's about survival. Like, you can go and have fun, but think about survival and what could happen if for some reason some shit happens.
Because if you think about it in survivor mode, is that camping was actually people who were surviving. They just took this word and turned it into a game versus it being about survivor anymore. It's just about people having fun and having an excuse to drink. And ultimately, I get what Skeet's saying is you go out there to have fun, but you also need to go out there and remember that things can happen.
For sure. I do have to say that being out in the wilderness right now, away from the craziness that is to 2020, and just hanging out with good people and cooking and just having a good time sounds awesome.
Honestly, if I have to say one thing that Skeet got me that was really deep was and when you asked him about Tom Hanks movie and he's like, if you don't love yourself,
right,
you are going to run into a whole lot of problems.
Hey, real quick before we wrap this up, I want to continue some shout outs. I want to shout out to some of those folks out there who have been listening. We had some awesome feedback on the mac and cheese. Weren't you having a conversation with somebody about the giant noodle?
Oh my God. We had a listener from Chicago who had told us, and I didn't know this from our last episode, Mac and Cheese, the big noodle was in Love Park, Philadelphia. It's not there anymore because a listener wrote us and said, hey, I drive by the noodle every day. It's in Chicago.
That's fucking cool.
But you can only take a picture of it by a chain link fence.
Yeah,
you don't have access to it.
They wrapped it up.
But thanks for the information.
Yeah, that was so cool.
My God.
We've been getting a lot of feedback on Facebook, at people asking about us, getting to know more about us. Check out our website. We have started a YouTube channel. So subscribe to that. We are working on some
shortcasts
for you guys, so that way you have something to listen to in between these bigger episodes.
Yeah, because we know that you are falling in love.
You're craving
and
it.
We need to provide you with that.
All the things.
All the things.
I don't know how else to say it, bro. All the fucking things.
All the things. And shout out to everybody who has been just super responsive and the love. To keep on with that love, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe.
Give us some ratings. Tell your friends.
I think for us, if we got the feedback from others, it just helps us grow stronger. That we want to hear from you. Drop down the next episode where we just mentioned shortcasts. So what are some short things that you want to hear about?
Funny, not funny. I'd like to do a shortcast on the left and right Twix.
Right? Those commercials where they have them being made in two separate factories.
I want to know what people think. Like, what do you feel when you chew on a left Twix? And what do you feel when you chew on a right Twix?
I don't know.
This could be serious or funny.
I don't even know what to say about that one.
Dude,
but
I got this whole thing thought about up in my head.
Well, yeah. And then one of mine that I want to do, and I hope that it doesn't bring anything too morbid about it, but I've been hearing a lot about it, is the Japan's suicide force.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I remember you telling me about that. I would love to talk about that because it is something that I think the world needs to know about.
Absolutely. So give us some more ideas. That's what we're throwing out. We want to continue to satisfy our listeners by giving you more information to listen about. And
listen, guys, also, we got our new logo since the last time.
yo, that's right. My lip ring is on there and everything.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I did that. Yeah, I wanted that to be a surprise for you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was so excited when I saw that.
So check it out. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. You guys tell us what you think about it. Dude!
Dude, that's like the fourth hit. I love it.
I love it. It's so good.
So we don't have an episode for next time,
Not yet.
but we promise you we will not leave you hanging. And
Bow, bow, bow. Ow!
oh my God.
Isn't that
Did
cool?
you realize that we hung out last Halloween
That was the first time I ever met you.
last year?
That's right. It's been almost... Our anniversary is coming up. What better way to spend it than at the beach?
You didn't know that, did you?
No!
I could see the surprise.
That's awesome.
I know.
Oh, I fucking love that so much. I just
Dude.
turned really girly right now. I'm so sorry. I got so excited.
I love the excitement. Wow, that was like telling her that I'm pregnant or something.
Dude, and we didn't even... Wait, are you pregnant?
No.
Oh,
All right. So thanks for listening, guys.
dude, it's so good to be back. We've missed all of you, and I've missed you. It's
Dude,
always
I know.
so fucking good to see
And
you.
Skeet wants to say thank you for letting him join us today. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah,
thank you for
definitely.
joining.
Yeah, we'll see you at the first shortcast. Probably the beach. or not. I don't know. Whenever.
All right.
All right,
now,
guys.
join-
Take care.
All right. Love you guys.
Hey.
Hey. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey.